Welcome to another movie podcast.
But this one's way better.
This is Cinemoronic. I'm Kyle.
I'm Dillon.
We're just two morons who have no business talking about cinema.
But we're gonna do it anyways.
Cue musical interlude. Alright, welcome to another episode of Cinemoronic, where a bunch of morons talk about cinema.
We got someone special.
Oh yeah,
very special.
Oh man,
things are about to get really sexy in here for the next hour.
It's gonna be so much. There's so much sexual tension in this room.
This is not.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
This is now officially the sexiest podcast on planet Earth.
A couple episodes in, and I don't think we can get any sexier.
No.
We might as well just quit.
You guys peaked. Peaked with me.
After this episode, we're done. We're
Canceled.
retiring.
All right, so we got Peapod here.
Hi.
Peapod, why don't you tell everyone about yourself?
I'm a former radio personality out of Northwest Ohio. Was in the radio industry for about close to 12 years. I also host a music podcast myself. It's called the On the Radar Podcast. I interview music and I interviews and do sometimes studio performances with acts across the country. So that's really cool. That's currently on hiatus until 2022. But then I also work for independent wrestling promotion called Ruthless Pro Wrestling. We're based out of the Toledo, Ohio, Temperance, Michigan areas. Hard-hitting wrestling action and affinity for death matches. So I am one of the color commentators and podcaster for that as well. We do host a little mini podcast talking to some of the wrestlers involved with that company. And I'm here with some of my favorite people in the world, and I'm honored to be here. And I'm really excited to talk about films and being stupid and shit. So I'm good. Let's go.
It's funny, too, that we're doing this with you because, me and Dillon, we were in a band, and you were one of the first people in the music scene that, really connected with us and, became friends with us. And so it's funny how it comes full circle.
These guys are my brothers. I love these. I love these
bros.
these bros. I love these two men like my family. So I'm so honored when you told me about this, and I'm like, you want to be on my show? Yes. Done.
I mean, it's gonna be a dumbass show.
It's gonna be a dumbass show.
But
I'm
it's
a
gonna be
dumbass.
fun. So what we do here is we're just we pick a movie and we're gonna talk about that movie. We got some drinks here that I mixed up for the bros.
Okay, so what's on the menu today?
All right, so we went super fancy today.
Oh, I love fancy.
Smells terrible.
We did some Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple.
Okay.
Mixed with cherry Kool-Aid.
God, that's why it smells like cough syrup.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be terrible or not. Maybe it will be terrible. Maybe it will be good. Peapod's taking the first taste.
Okay, it smells like straight up cough syrup, but it tastes really smooth. So,
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still kind of you can kind of taste the Kool-Aid aftertaste a little bit, but it's not terrible. I've had much worse. So.
I think I found my new occupation, bartender.
Ooh, that is really good.
Yeah, that's surprisingly good.
Oh.
I'm quitting the podcast. I'm going to become a bartender.
Yeah, we'll just start a bar.
You're going to be a mixologist.
Everything's only going to be Kool-Aid based. All of it.
So before we get into the actual movie that we're doing today, Dillon had a really good idea, and why don't we just talk about some of the movies or shows that we've watched recently. Yeah.
Or currently watching.
Yeah, anything that you're watching currently.
I'm watching
you're really into?
the fifth run through of Steven Universe.
Okay.
I think that show is tremendous in story and character development and just the people that have worked behind the scenes. I also started watching Adventure Time because I was really into the show and then I stopped. And then the whole series is on Hulu.
They're bringing that back. Did you know that?
They are?
They're doing. I forget what I read. I read an article about it, either a movie or a new show. I think it's like a spin-off.
Okay. Well, I need to watch all of Adventure Time.
So look that up.
I definitely want to watch Why the Last Man. The first 3 episodes are out. Because I read the comic books years ago. And hearing about the development of the show is going to be incredible. If you've never read the comic books or know anything about the show, basically think kind of like Walking Dead. But basically, there was a whole outbreak, ironic, that kills everything on the planet Earth that had a Y chromosome.
Oh.
So they call
I seen. I seen.
So they call it the gender side.
Yeah.
Everything with a Y chromosome is dead, except one man and his monkey. And then basically, it's like the adventures of trying to get back to his girlfriend to propose to her.
Okay.
So like, but you think like it sounds like very rom-commy, but it's like dark as shit.
Okay.
But like I read the comic books years ago, and seeing it like in actuality, like being a television show, which I'm burned out on like most comic book things. You know, I'm just burnt out on it. I still watch a couple of things here and there. Like I watch Marvel's.
It's become kind of oversaturated.
It has. It absolutely has. I've been watching Marvel's What If because I really love like Elseworld tales and stuff. So that's always cool. But those are like the main things that I've watched, and then pro wrestling. That's about it. Like that's mainly the things. I don't sit down and watch too many movies just because I sometimes I don't sit still. I am rewatching all the Matrix films.
For the new one?
Yeah. For the new one. Yeah. Because, like, I watched the trailer for the fourth one, and I'm like, I don't think this is necessary. But then again, Keanu Reeves, like, doesn't age.
Yeah.
So, like, he looks tremendous. Well, he needs to have a beard. Because if he's, like, clean shaven like he was in Bill and Ted, he looked old as fuck.
He did.
It looked bad. But watching all the Matrix, I just want to see how well they kind of like keep up.
Yeah.
And like I watched the first Matrix film, I'm like, okay, this actually works really well. So I'm very excited to like watch all of them again, just so I can get myself in the mindset for the fourth one.
Yeah. Nice.
But that's pretty much the main things I've been like really watching right off the top of my head so far.
And reruns of me, right?
Yes.
Videos of me.
Yes.
What are you watching?
You
told me about a movie today.
Yeah, I just finished. I re-upped my subscription on Shudder because in September starts spooky season in my household. September 1st starts Halloween season.
Spoopy.
Yes. So I have Shudder again, and I just finished Random Acts of Violence.
Mm-hmm.
That movie's fucked up.
Well,
it's about a comic book writer who writes about a real killer.
Oh.
And he takes it in his own direction.
All right.
Now
so it's based off a true story, but he takes it into like this weird, fucked up direction. And it's got a bad rap.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that it's glorifying
murder.
Right.
And someone decides to become a copycat killer.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's
fucked up.
It's really fucked up. Yeah, I had to make sure my daughter was down for her nap to finish it because she's only 10 months, but still I don't need her seeing three people's bodies stitched together to make a statue.
Jesus, yeah.
And then, of course, I just said I have a baby, so I've been watching a lot of Bluey. I fucking love that show.
Don't blame it on your baby. Get like choked up with that Steve from Blue's Clues
for
clip?
sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Holy shit!
If you you have a heart.
I kind of hate all the memes that has come out of it but it is the internet. But like, I watch that and I'm just like, Steve from Blue's Clues fucked me up.
Yeah, just left without saying anything.
Yeah. Just like, and it was really funny. It's like when I was years ago when I didn't have a beard and had hair. I know I'm just like a real life woolly willy. So it's just like my hair just shifts. This is not hair. This is magnetic shavings. And anyway, I used to look like Steve from Blue's Clues. So seeing him kind of like now, and he's like a little bit older. He's bald. He's clean shaven. Has glasses. I'm like, if I wasn't so fat, I kind of would look like him. It would be weird. But if I shave now, the only hair on my head is like my eyebrows, and I have no idea what's going on up in there. I need to find somebody who can do my eyebrows. But overall, like I would just look like just a tired child. Like I wouldn't look like a 35-year-old loud bald man. I'd just be like a tired kid who's still like stuck in high school. So.
So if you did that and I still found you sexy, does that make me kind of fucked up?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. I'll run through mine pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm watching. A lot of people have abandoned shit, but I'm still watching Walking Dead. Last season.
That's still going on.
It's last season, but it's like a 24 episode long season.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's going on for like a year and a half, I think.
Wow.
I think the comic book ended, didn't it?
Yeah. And he did it like really abruptly. Didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, because it got oversaturated.
Yeah.
because zombies like took over everything.
I don't know when to quit something, and I don't know. I have low standards, so I still think everything's good. So, the new iCarly I've been watching.
I like
really?
it. I like it.
Yeah, I heard it was like it's basically like the Nickelodeon show, only like they drink and they like sometimes curse.
They did what every other Nickelodeon Disney reboot should be doing.
Yes.
Like catering to the actual fans that watched the original show.
Yeah.
Like
Girl Meets World went off the wrong way.
Yeah.
It should have went for our age group instead of going to a younger group.
Yeah.
That's why
That's why it didn't last more than
well, because everything.
seasons.
I read they're making a sequel to Twins, the old '80s films. Twins, call it a triplets, and the third one is
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, I read that. I'm like, why?
Why? What's the point of that?
It's just dumb.
So I don't know.
I don't think that movie was big enough to really do that.
I think they just don't have any ideas. So that's what's happening.
I also just finished House for the first time, but that's 8 seasons long, so we probably shouldn't go into that because there's a lot you can talk about with House.
Yeah.
Good show, though. So let's get in the actual movie that we're going to be talking about today. Peapod picked a movie.
Yeah, I chose one of my favorite comedy films of all time, and it's like one of the top ones in my list, and I chose 40-Year-Old Virgin. This movie kind of holds strangely a strange place in my heart because like I really felt for the character of Andy, played by Steve Carell, because like that was literally me through high school and most of college. Like my friends would go like, "You have kind of an aura about yourself. It just screams virgin." So I really felt for this character, and I think there's the movie. It's directed by Judd Apatow. Other people in it: Jane Lynch, Catherine Kenner, Paul Rudd, who like doesn't fucking age. He's tremendous. Romany Malco, Elizabeth Banks, Seth Rogen. There's like a lot of big names in this, and it is very Judd Apatow. This is right before Judd Apatow like really like took off. So this is one of his very first films. But like rewatching it now in 2021, and I'm just like, this movie doesn't hold up. It was 2005, I believe. I'm going to cheat and pull up from my IMDb.
No, you can't do that.
I can't cheat. Whatever. Yes, 2005. Yeah. But it did like certain things like didn't hold up very well. Which is a little disappointing, but I'm like some of the jokes, some of the commentary, things how things evolve and everything. Nice. Socially, politically, et cetera, et cetera. There was certain things that maybe are a little crude nowadays, but still funny film, great story. It's one of the things I really enjoyed about it.
It's funny you said, because we were talking about it a little bit before we actually started recording.
We wanted to save it for the show.
Yeah, don't hate me, but I had just watched it for the first time just a couple of days ago. I know, right? And that was my thought too. I was like, I'm surprised Peapod picked this because I don't think it aged very well.
It didn't. Well, like I will be honest.
Thought it was fucking hilarious.
It was funny. It's just like it's one of those films. I'm just like. It's recognizable. Clearly, it's recognizable.
We printed that off because you picked it.
Wow! Okay, fantastic. It's recognizable. It's a good story. It launched Judd Apatow's career. It really launched Steve Carell into doing a lot more stuff and everything. And also Seth Rogen, ironically, it shows off a little bit of Paul Rudd's comedy skills, which we all know Paul Rudd is just a tremendous actor in all sense of the word. I think it launched a little bit of Elizabeth Banks. There was like a crew of people in the Judd Apatow universe, for lack of a better term, that a film like that launched.
That's the question I had about it too, because since I never actually watched it when it had first come out, I don't remember if all of the people that are in it were as popular back then. Did this movie launch some of those careers?
I think Steve Carell. I don't know if Steve Carell did this before Anchorman, because I feel like Steve Carell, like obviously he built in stuff from like The Daily Show and some of the comedy stuff and everything, and I think this might have been the first film post Anchorman. Don't quote me. I don't know. I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to take time to cheat. But I don't know fully about that. But I just felt like this was like almost the launching pad for a lot of things for Judd Apatow. Now, Judd Apatow is a very good director and writer and helps launch a lot of good films, a lot of good people in it. But it's always there's like a core of some of the people, including like Jason Segel's in that camp as well. Ironically, Universal Studios denied Jason Segel to be on this film. Like, why? Originally, one of the roles was going to be for Jason Segel. They just told Judd Apatow no.
Oh, fuck for some reason. You can't be in this.
Yeah. There was some weird.
They gave him for getting Sarah Marshall
and I know
instead.
It's later, but like we'll talk about some of the weird stuff. But like it's there was some really like the studio, like this movie almost didn't exist because of the studio from Universal Studios and like. Putting it out on test markets and everything. Yeah, well, the content, the people, just in general, they thought Paul Rudd. A little spoiler. They thought Paul Rudd was overweight. He had to like lose a bunch of weight. He had to lose 30 pounds. So did Steve Carell. Had to lose weight for the role.
That's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Standards were weird back.
It's
20 years or 15 years ago.
Still are, but it is really odd. But the amount of people that are like they're huge stars now. Elizabeth Banks, Jane Lynch, Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, And
that's why I asked. I didn't know because I don't remember them being. I don't remember if they were as popular back when.
No, they like. I think the only person with like some name recognition behind that. I think Paul Rudd was like starting to become like because you put Paul Rudd does like a lot of things, and you put Paul Rudd on film, and everybody like just. Flocks to him because he's just such a tremendous fun actor and good guy and he's fucking hilarious. Steve Carell has done really well. Jane Lynch is tremendous in this. Like these are a lot of the people that have done stuff that like now this is more like mainstream and getting up there.
Jane Lynch is good at it. I also feel like she plays the same character that
she kind of does
in every single movie.
It's kind of the Christopher Walken gig.
Not that I don't love her.
I adore Jane Lynch.
I think the role is great for her.
I think it was perfect
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Fuck Buddy?
like the creepiness that comes off her sexual harassment is just absolutely hilarious.
It's great. It's pretty funny. But the whole story, for anybody who's never seen this film, the whole story it wraps around the character of Andy Stitzler. Played by Steve Carell, and Andy is basically a 40-year-old virgin. He works at a Best Buy-esque electronics store, and like he starts playing a poker game after hours at the shop with a couple of the coworkers, and they were talking about sexual things and whatnot. And it comes out they realize that he's a virgin, and he's kind of a nerd. He has like. He takes care of himself. He has a 1-bedroom apartment. He has like all these toys and collectibles all this place. And being like a nerdy kid myself, like it's like that's my mecca. Like I'm a well-paying job. I take care of myself. And, he works out. He's in good shape, but like it's kind of obvious he has just this aura of virginity. and basically the coworkers throughout the whole series, the whole movie really, kind of convince him to just like ease up and basically lose his virginity. But in the process of it, he meets a wonderful woman at a local shop nearby the place. He falls in love. They get married. He ends up doing the deed. But the other guys that are like these sexual deviants in different levels. One is like cheating on his significant other. One is just a perv. One just got out of a bad relationship and is just still suffering from it. 2 years later, but they all develop in their own ways as well. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great lines. And it's just a story about a man that's like learning about like losing his virginity as an adult. Cause like mostly like we're all adults here. Like we all like you range from the age of like 15, 16 to like mid 20s, like the normal quote unquote range of losing your virginity. Yeah. So,
wait, you guys have lost your virginity?
Yeah, it's actually not my kid.
Yeah, he has a kid, still virgin. Don't ask why. I personally lost it later. Like the scene where they kind of showcase some of the scenes of like why he didn't lose his virginity, but he's in like these sexual situations. The toe.
Oh yeah, kicks the chick in the fucking mouth.
The girl's like really into like licking toes, and he gets really ticklish and kicks her in the face. Reminds me of a story that happened to me. That I'll put it on camera. I don't care. It's been years from now, and I've been married for about six years. In college, I was starting to get intimate with a young woman, and she decided to start giving me a PC term that's a mouth hug of some sorts, and I didn't know how to react, and I was nervous, and I just started busting out laughing. Didn't finish. Stopped what she was doing. Pretty much got up and left about 10 minutes later. After that fact, I never saw her again. So yeah.
How's she doing nowadays?
I have no idea, but she did add me on Facebook like years ago. And I was just like...
Remember that one time?
Yeah, I'm like, this is a little awkward.
I can't look you in the eye.
I'm just like, I ended up cleaning her out on my Facebook feed. I end up sometimes removing friends from Facebook when it's their birthday. Because I'm just like, when I get the notification from Facebook, they're like, oh, it's so-and-so's birthday. I'm like, why am I still friends with this person?
Delete.
Yeah.
Wait, is that why I haven't gotten one from you in a long time?
Bullshit. Fuck off. We text each other daily, so come on.
Don't hate me.
Okay.
But Steve Carell is actually not one of my favorite people.
Get out.
Kind of
that's fine. No.
A lot of movies he fucking annoys me in. But surprisingly, this one, I fucking thought he was hilarious.
He does, he's Steve Carell's very good at like kind of almost the deadpan.
And that's what made him so funny in this movie. Like the deadpan reactions to, I loved it.
Yeah.
When they first ask him to play poker.
Yeah.
And he says like really straight faced, oh, okay, I'm going to tell Paula. Or Paula or whatever her name. Paula?
Paula, yeah.
Paula. And they just look at him. I don't know why, but it made me, I don't know, I died laughing.
He's like, okay, well, I'm going to tell Paula. They're like, what? No, he's like, I'm just kidding.
Steve Carell is like the king of awkward.
He does.
And you can tell he doesn't even try at it.
No.
Like, it just comes out. It's impressive.
He does very good at, like, and that's why, like, the role, like, he's done, like, a lot of the things, and that's why he can also transition well to, like, more serious films, because he still can be funny, but he can still be, like, serious. Like, you see a serious role from, like, Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler or, you know, people like that, it doesn't really work very well.
No.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Except A Deadly Adoption with Will Ferrell.
I mean, I've never seen that.
It's a Lifetime movie.
Oh, God, Jesus. I will say, Adam Sandler in fucking Uncut Gems.
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard really good things about it.
It is like a 2-hour, like, super intense film. Have you ever seen it?
I have it. It's
oh
on my
my
list.
God!
It's on my
Oh
list
my
to watch.
God! You should really watch it.
I know he got a lot of praise.
He got he plays a really serious role. I might have to be back on the show when we need to review Uncut Gems.
Okay,
just FYI. But it's also really funny because he kind of looks like a young version of my father. And I'll show you like photos of like my father and show him, and it's really weird. So like watching like him doing the like what he did in that film,
yeah.
And I just imagine how my father is because he plays like he's like Adam Sandler is Jewish. Duh, spoiler.
What?
But I know, right? Shocker. The guy who just sings like different versions of the Hanukkah song. He's Jewish, but like. He just had, like, how he grew his, like, facial hair and how old he is now. He looks like kind of like a more, like, middle-aged, like, older, like, Middle Eastern man.
Yeah.
Even though, like, technically Jerusalem is in the Middle East. My father is a Lebanese man. He's from Lebanon. And he looked like a younger version of my father. My father's in his 60s. So watching him do Uncut Gems was, like, real creepy to me. But there's hilarious parts in, like, this film... Reeling back to 40-Year-Old Virgin, that is just, it's the lines. I remember getting this film on DVD and like doing the line-orama where they would just like improvise lines and then like they would just basically cut things together. Yeah. So you could kind of tell like there was a script, but then like a lot of the shit was like improvised for everything. I mean, I watched this on HBO Max, and there was like an uncut version, but
that's
it was
the
like,
one I watched. Yeah.
But it was like 10 minutes longer than the regular version. I'm trying to watch it. I'm just like, what was the uncut? What was cut from this? Like,
I looked it up on HBO Max, and it didn't pop up for me.
I watched it in my app because I had my niece over yesterday because I couldn't watch it on the television, so I just put headphones on and watched it from my phone. And they had like an uncut version of it, and it was like the regular version was like 1 hour and 50. The uncut was like 2:10. I'm like, what was cut? Like, I don't understand.
It was one conversation.
I don't know what it was. It must have been like little lines or little clips here and there, and that's what was cut.
No, you are right though, because there were a lot of quotables in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down some of my favorite lines from it.
Okay.
One of them is I love the lines because there was an Indian man. I forgot the character's name. What?
I think it's Mooj, the
Mooj,
older one?
Yeah, the older Indian guy.
Yeah.
He always would say throughout the whole film, it was like, fuck a goat.
Fuck a goat, yeah. Why you always tell me to fuck a goat?
That's what I was like, why do you always gotta tell me to fuck a goat?
He's actually my favorite character in the entire movie.
One of the I thought the favorite thing is like the guy is like comes up to Andy and goes, it's like you know relationships is not about sex, and then he like starts naming all these things, certain things, and he goes, it's not about butthole pleasures, and it's not about butthole pleasures, and then like Steve Carell deadpan just goes, it's not about butthole pleasures, and just like what? The scenes where they're at the bar and they were talking to all the drunk women on the what's it called? Fucking what's it?
Bachelorette party?
Bachelorette party.
Yeah.
I blanked on that.
Yeah, right.
And then he is like laughing about like, hey, Betty Cocker. like I loved a lot of the lines on it. The explanation about describing when you grab a woman's breast. He's like, you know, when you grab a woman's breast, it's like a bag of sand, and everybody's like.
Then he's riding on the bike later, and he's like, "Sandbag, what are you talking about?"
Oh, me so horny. Oh, me so stupid.
My personal favorite is when they're in the Planned Parenthood, and then he's like, "You got any extra large condoms?" His dad's like, "Seth, shut up. Your penis is tiny."
I remember that. The drunk girl that he ends up going like home with, but like she's like an alcoholic. Like,
yeah.
Can you breathe into this?
Yeah, can you breathe into this? Oh, what is this? Who gave you this? And it's like the courthouse.
The judge recommended it.
The judge recommended it, and then she's like, "Oh God, I hope I got my period." And then she's like falling asleep at the wheel, drunk, like swerving into traffic. She goes, "Let's get some fucking French toast." And just like the way she says it.
And then when she throws up all over,
she's like, "I'll still have sex with you."
He's like, no, I'm still good. And then he's like covered in vomit. And he's like, "Did you have a daiquiri?" She goes, "Uh-huh." He's like, "I thought so."
And then later the next day at work, they're harassing him about it. And he's like, "You try getting a shellfish sandwich thrown up on you or in your mouth."
When he gets waxed, when he's walking out, you look like a man lantern.
You look like a man lantern. So fun fact.
Oh, you motherfucker!
That whole scene was actually real.
Yeah.
Like, that's his real chest hair.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's his real chest hair. It's one of the, like, I know there's a section about, like, interesting facts and anecdotes, but, like, that was one of them. Like, every list comes out, like, he actually did that. Like, that was his real hair.
That was his real reaction.
He almost lost a nipple from that.
That's dedication that I do not have.
No. One of the weirdest like lines that like nobody ever realizes it, but like I always kind of quote sometimes still to this day, is the Seth Rogen like randomly in the scene he's like, "Hey, you know what's a fun game? Take 3 Excedrin PMs and then try to masturbate before you fall asleep. The fun part, the wild part is you win it every time." And I love like making that and saying that part of the joke and going, "It's my favorite time. I win favorite game. I win every time." Because it's sometimes like literally when I talk about in a very crude way of just saying, you know, it's like I want to play just play just a tip, and it's like I love that game. I win every time. So also the scene when they come back from the they take in one of the scenes they take the coworkers take Andy out to a speed dating place, and like apparently they come back later that day because they did it on their lunch break. And the one gentleman who's in the relationship who's actively cheating on his significant other,
this was such a funny scene.
Yeah, the Jay character goes like Jay's girlfriend comes in and he's like, what is this? And comes up to like Steve Carell's character, Andy, and goes like, is this your thing? So you wrote down she was hurting for a squirting.
You betcha.
He's like, yep, you betcha. And he's like very deadpan throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, throughout the whole thing.
So you wrote here, she was a hoe for show. And he's like, she was a hoe. For sure. For show.
And then he's like, he says something like, you better keep your bitch in line. And he's like, I can't let you talk about it like that.
And he's like, hey, bitches be, in the most white way possible, just like, bitches be tripping. I'm just like,
we could go on forever.
Oh my God.
That whole thing.
The beginning when Seth Rogen's character is talking to Andy about the girl.
Oh, yeah.
Tijuana.
So we wanted to go see one of these shows, and it's a woman fucking a horse. And we get there, and we're like, "Oh, this is gonna be great!" But it's really a
woman
fucking a horse, and he was really giving to her. I kind of felt bad for the girl. I felt bad for the horse.
That was the funniest part because it's like, I kind of felt bad for the horse. Like that should be the main thing.
You already mentioned the Jane Lynch fuck buddy scene.
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable.
And then have you ever heard of fuck buddy?
just how she does. She's like, fuck buddy, and just like it's like super uncomfortable. And then she starts singing in Mexican or in Spanish, excuse me. And I'm just like, oh my God, she was great.
She's like,
she goes, just like, one of my another one of the favorite, like one of the just like randomly the masturbation scene. So like everybody like they even like, it reveals in the thing when Paul Rudd's character David comes in with a box of porn, and he's like yeah you sometimes you gotta and he's like, I don't do that. He goes, what do you mean? I've done that twice since I've been here. and then so like he gets like all ready, like he lights candles when he's about to like do it. So he's about to give himself
he turns the photos.
He turns the photos and the Viking, like the demon thing around. Like he lights candles. He's wearing like a nice night shirt or whatever. And he's like getting into bed all of a sudden, and he just like puts on porno and everything. He goes, then he turns it off. He goes, and then he's like just like thinking about like the woman, the random porn star or whatever. And
he fast forward through the whole thing. He's like,
and he's just like, and it's just so funny, and then he just turns on Everybody Loves Raymond.
Just that's like, better.
I'm just like, he's just like, yeah.
And I also like earlier on in this scene when David, he's leaving, and he's like, no, I do not want your box of pornography. It's like the whole neighbors.
I don't want a movie of Boner Jams 03. It's like my favorite scenes in the year of 2003.
Who does that?
Well, it was the time of VHSs.
But so who has that kind of time to go through all these pornos? Like I like that.
And make a VHS. What's more?
I don't know while anybody buys porno. I'm done in the first 5 minutes.
Why are these an hour and a half long?
Why? Who's sitting down? It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna buy a porn DVD of 45 minutes of fucking. I'm like, I'm gonna be done in the first 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck?
They're there for the story.
I did storyline. And then one of the scenes like towards the end where like Seth Rogen's character Kyal like hires in like a hot person that works the workshop to fall to like get Paul Rudd's character David into like getting back in the dating world and saying, you need to get over this girl. And he's like, oh, you hired this hot girl for me? And he goes, no, I'm celibate. So what he does is, and I wrote it in this area, he flicks the guy's nut. He flicks his nuts. And he goes, you just flicked my nuts? And he goes, no, I flicked the fleshy part where your nuts is. And then he flicks it again, and then he punches his nuts, and then he smacks him in the face, and he like really smacks the guy in the face, and Paul Rudd in the face, and then punches his arm, and then he just does this. He pulls his ear and just goes. At the end of that, after all of that, and he's just like half drunk and just like haggard.
Can you do that again?
Ooh, yeah. 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 And then he's like, ugh. All right, touche, sir. He drinks and he goes makes out to
I wish there was a backstory to all that. Like, why did that?
And he Paul Rudd really smacked the shit out of him. It was hard. I was just like, damn. And I'm sure all those guys been in the same comedy circles and everything.
Oh yeah, they probably know each other very personally.
You talking about the flick in the nuts reminded me of the scene where he calls the pill company.
He calls the pill company. Yeah,
I've had an erection for more than 4 hours. What should I be doing? And they're like, how many did you take? Oh, I didn't take any.
And the guy on the other line's like, wow. That's impressive. I feel 4 hours, the reason they did is because all the blood is rushing to one area, you get lightheaded and whatnot. But they're like, wow, you could. Then one guy's like, you could flick the top of the head really hard, and then the pain will make you subside and not do it anymore. So he's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking I'm just gonna sleep this off. And he's like, okay, well, we're happy to give you the service here. And then the guy on the other line goes,
oh wait,
no, you didn't. So. And then just the opening scene when he just wakes up and Paul Rudd's in his boxers and you can tell he has morning blood for anybody with a penis. Knows how that feeling is. And then he has to lean forward and try to shoot it because it's hard to urinate with an erection. So put your kids to bed, folks. And then
spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler
this
alert
is a rated R
for
film.
all this.
Half hour and change into the
Someone's
film.
listening to this a half hour and you guys ruined the movie for me.
Well, this is from 2005, bro.
If you have not watched it.
I didn't know Jonah Hill was in this too.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and I was like, holy fuck, he looks young.
I can't stand Superbad. I don't mind Superbad. I can't stand Jonah Hill.
Really?
I do not like him
in anything.
Well, I liked him in Superbad. He's a funny comedic guy, but I can't. He really is.
What about 21 Jump Street? No.
Oh, I guess we have
it's 2007.
Channing Tatum were fucking awesome in that movie.
Want to shading over your Tatums? That's an old interview from Jimmy Kimmel. We'll go watch it.
Peapod's lucky he's so sexy.
Superbad is from 2007. So yes.
So 2 years after.
So this is 2 years after. I think Judd Apatow did Superbad. Did he?
Okay. There we go.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't.
So, are you having a nugget from an unnamed place? It's from.
I found it on the floor.
It's from a place that. Oh, I'm actually eating one of yours.
All right.
I'm actually eating from a place that is named after a daughter of somebody. Or
I know we could go on and on, but should we
Yeah.
play the dreaded game?
Yep.
Actually, you said you found out some interesting facts about this movie, right?
So, ironically, this whole movie was based off of a skit from one of Steve Carell's Second City sketches. Because he's part of the improv group called Second City. The whole movie was based off of one of those sketches. And actually, when they were developing the film, the Universal Studios gave Judd Apatow and the writers and everything and Steve Carell information about research about midlife virginity, of men and women who are just in their midway of their life still virgins, actual scientific research and books and things like that on it. I thought that was kind of cool, but the waxing scene, as I have the note here, the waxing scene was actually real. That was real. His hair, his blood, everything.
I watched that scene. You could feel the pain. Mm-hmm. It was so. Now I know why, because it was so real.
It was real, yeah. Actually, the studio had to be convinced, constantly, to keep doing, keep making this film a reality.
I know I said I don't like Steve Carell and everything, but I will give him major props for that, because
seriously,
to go through that pain and then also were the lines all written already?
No, that was all his.
Yeah, there was a list.
So to improvise. Well, he probably wasn't improvising.
There was a whole cursing list of what they did. I remember watching a deleted scene from the DVD of this, and there was a whole list of curse words that they did, and they only cut in a couple of them.
Really?
So I remember in college radio. Using the drop of the Kelly Clarkson line in a little imaging piece. Like I did that because I thought that was perfect because it was like something about like 88.3 FM WXUT is like we play everything you want, and then it was like Kelly Clarkson, and then there was like a thing of like Spice Girls, and there was like a theme of like an old song or something else, and then I go, well, maybe not. 88.3 FM WXUT. And this is college radio. Yeah, so those are like my little interesting facts. Like I was looking up a lot of like other like facts, like things you don't know or whatever, like stupid BuzzFeed like esque little anecdotes about it. But overall, like those are like the interesting ones that like kind of popped out at me.
Okay.
And then some that I mentioned before. So
okay.
It's interesting. It's a great film. It's a fun film.
It is.
It doesn't hold up well.
No, it doesn't hold up well.
Because there was a whole scene of the you know how I know you're gay.
That
scene. Yeah.
And then find a really drunk girl. Don't find like that.
Yeah, that's like
that was...
yeah. So like,
I mean, but overall, I still thought it was hilarious.
It was a good film.
It does make you realize like how good Judd Apatow's earlier movies were though, because like I don't remember laughing that much in a lot of like newer comedy movies. Like I laughed a lot while watching it,
and it was in the style of like it was still in that indie film comedy style where like some of the things are funny but just like situational funny or funny because it's like awkward.
Yeah, there were scenes there were no quotables, but it was still just the scene itself was funny.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
If you guys go back in the waxing scene, I ignored everybody else in that scene and only watched the girl that was waxing him. Her expressions of the whole thing, you can tell that she's like, oh, he's cursing her out, and she's just trying not to laugh.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm sure they like actively tried to like say lines or whatnot to like get other people to break. I feel like a lot of those comedy films people do that.
And Seth Rogen's known for that.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
All right, do we want to take a minute break?
Yeah, we'll take a minute break to get our game all set up.
Oh god.
All right, let's do it. Peapod's super excited for this.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
All right,
and we're back. Hey everybody, welcome to the
welcome.
What's the name of the show?
Cinemoronic.
Cinemoronic.
You like that name, Cinemoronic?
Yeah, I like that actually. That's really good. It's a good name.
It's sunny in San Diego this morning, and we're having a wonderful day.
It's 8:36 p.m. Welcome to the great movie.
That makes me think of Gremlins. The radio guys being killed on the radio.
All right, so.
Oh God.
You ready for this?
Yeah. No, but yeah.
All right, so you don't have it as bad as me and Dylan do.
Okay.
Well.
Maybe.
You have it almost as bad.
Okay.
All right, so we have 15 different cups here. It's not alcohol. We were waiting until this moment to tell you that it's not alcohol. So you'll be able to drive home.
Right, fantastic. Don't drink and drive, kids.
So
bad.
So I went to have you ever heard of the place Jungle Jim's? It's in Cincinnati. It's one of the largest grocery stores in the United States. I know, random fact,
in
right?
Cincinnati? That sounds like a very Ohio thing.
It's outside of Cincinnati, but it's close. So they have a whole like aisle, and literally all it is soda, different flavored sodas.
Okay.
So I bought a couple, and these are some interesting flavors.
Okay. There's definitely some interesting ones.
Okay.
So we got enchilada soda, we got cookie dough soda,
coffee.
We got coffee soda.
I'd be down for coffee soda.
We got chocolate with peanut butter soda.
Okay.
We have one called Barf. I don't know if it's not obviously not barf flavored.
Oh, is it like one of those like you mix all the sodas together and it's like?
I don't know if that's what it is or not. I didn't look at the back. I probably should have looked at the back. Hopefully, there's nothing that's like could kill us in it.
So it could be really gross.
Okay.
But it could be really good. You never know. And then the other one was pepper flavored soda.
Okay.
So you're gonna ask me and Dylan questions.
Okay.
Trivia questions about the movie.
Okay.
Whoever buzzes in first gets to answer. If they get it right, obviously they get a point.
All right.
If they get it wrong, the other person gets a point.
Okay.
They don't even have to answer it right. They get the point. At the end of the 5 questions, whoever has the most points is the winner. The loser has to chug this,
Which is a mix of everything.
Yes.
which is a mix of everything.
There was actually two that wouldn't fit.
Okay.
So we just dumped it in there.
Yeah.
God.
Oh yeah, what were the other two? Raspberry,
Yeah, raspberry.
which on its own is probably pretty good.
Right.
And I didn't even read the label. The other one, I just opened and poured it in there. So I don't even know. I didn't care.
All right. So I'm asking you guys questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But at the beginning of each question, we are actually all taking one of these shots. You
God.
can pick
Yeah.
anyone you want.
all right.
So that's where your pain comes in as
got it.
well.
And I don't remember which one's enchilada. So
Yeah, we don't know what any of these are. I mean,
No.
some of them you kind of tell based on the color, but
Okay.
we turned all the labels the opposite way. And they're all dark. They're all dark bottles, so you can't tell what's color's what.
yeah.
All right. So,
So-
do you know will we know which one's what?
No.
No. Okay.
It's-
We'll
it's
just
the-
have to say
Yep.
taste.
Yep. So we all have our own. So
All right.
there's 3 orange and.
Okay.
Looking back, we probably should have found
Eh.
some way to be like, oh yeah, this one's.
All right.
No, fuck that. I want to have a
No,
surprise.
I mean after we taste them. Like we're never gonna actually.
Well, I know
know.
you'll probably find which one's
I'm
enchilada.
gonna do this one.
I'm gonna go with this one.
I'm gonna do a
Alright.
nice pink one.
All
All right, guys. Cheers.
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 Is it table and then
Yeah,
I don't
table.
know how to,
Ooh, coffee.
I think this is the coffee one. It's like a weird like saltiness
Yeah.
at the end.
Yep.
It was surprisingly good. Like I was gonna be interested.
I don't know
in that
what
one.
mine was. It didn't taste like.
Which one did you
It was
get?
pink.
The pink one?
I wonder if that's the barf one. Maybe it actually wasn't barf.
I don't know. Okay.
All right. So first question.
First question.
First one with their hand on the table.
Okay. First one on the hand table. What store does Andy work at?
Fuck, I don't remember.
No. Take a shot.
So that's a point for me.
So this
That
point
is
for
a-
you,
that-
does,
so
he,
that's
does he have to answer it all or no?
No, but you can try if you want.
What's the name
Was
of
it Smart Tech?
Yes.
I knew it was tech something.
So do
All right.
do the thing.
So all right.
Take a shot.
Who wants the next? What are you gonna pick?
Well,
Um,
it's,
So he has
We
to take
all-
one.
no.
No.
So it's a point for me.
Oh,
So
okay.
now he's down one. So if he gets 3 wrong,
Oh, then
or if
Yeah.
I get 3 points,
then the jinx is loose.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so but we all still have.
yeah,
to
we
do
still have to
this.
do this.
All right, I'm gonna do one of these pink
I'm gonna
ones.
do an orange
I wanna
one.
know
this
I
which
bet you
dark
this is
one.
enchilada.
All right,
See, I'm sketched out by.
I'm gonna guess this one's raspberry. To be honest.
All right.
Ready?
Cheers,
All
y'all.
Here we go.
I think that one was raspberry.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what that is. It's like it could be raspberry. It was like weirdly fruity, but like it's
Yeah.
not fruity.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
It was actually good. I think I would drink.
I
the whole
wouldn't
thing
mind.
of it.
I wouldn't mind what it was. What did you have? Which one do you have?
The same one you had.
The orange. The yeah. I don't know. It was weird.
I had the orange one in it. If trash, like actual trash could have a flavor, I think that would be it.
Which one do you have?
enchilada.
Which one?
The
you
orange
have?
one.
The orange one. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Where did Cal go over the weekend in the beginning of the film?
Tijuana.
Yep.
Fuck.
That was
I'm
actually
gonna
put
lose.
down as one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie.
So that's two. You're two down. So
Oh, and I might as well get the enchilada out of the way.
yeah, I'm gonna knock out this
This
one
dark
too.
one.
All right.
You say this dog one?
Dark one.
I'm like, we have dog flavor? I didn't see that one. Oh yeah.
Oh God,
Jesus.
that's bad.
Yeah.
What one was that? The
That's
enchilada?
enchilada.
That's enchilada. That tastes like enchilada.
It does.
It
definitely
does.
I don't know what mine was. Mine was kind of muted. It was a muted flavor.
Was it the pink?
No, I had the really dark brown one.
Oh, God, that's bad. All right. When Cal takes Andy to the bookstore to meet Beth, he tells him to act like whom? He's like, ask questions. Only ask questions. Be like blank in blank. Who's the actor?
I remember that scene, and I remember him being like really suave and smooth, but I don't remember.
Right.
I don't want to try to answer.
Oh, because you're down already.
What do we do if it's a draw?
Just-
Ask another question?
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
because suave. The first thing that comes in my head when I think of suave is Burt Reynolds.
No.
And I figured it wasn't that, but I'm going to go out on a limb.
David Caruso.
Oh, god damn it. Fuck you, David Caruso.
At least now I got a point. 1-2.
The line is be like David Caruso in the movie Jade.
Okay.
So.
I don't pay attention, I guess. All right, next
cheated.
question. 2 more, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Cheers.
That one's coffee.
Oh, that one's peanut butter.
Oh, that was like...
Oh, no, that's peanut butter. Yeah, you're right.
That's pretty good. That was like
I think
vanilla. Like it tastes like a little vanilla-y. I don't. No, I think that's cookie. I think that was the cookie dough. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. What is the name of the fragrance that is advertised on a passing bus when Andy is trying to not think about making love?
Oh, shit.
I remember it too. Fuck, it was the word was fucking huge.
Yeah.
He runs through it also, like on his bike in the ending scene.
Yeah. And I think I ignored the billboard because his facial expressions were just took the whole scene.
I'm not going out on a limb.
I already went on one. Fuck you.
You can go out one and make this interesting. Then we'll be tied.
Oh,
Good trivia.
it is good trivia. No, that's not edgy enough.
I feel like it started with an S.
I'll give you a hint. It does not start with an S. It starts with a vowel. Yes.
Essence?
No. Eruption.
Eruption.
And I knew it started with an E.
Shit.
I remember seeing an E.
I thought it was like spuntuous.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yeah, I'll let you have that one. I'll take this one.
Oh, I get the nice one because I'm probably gonna lose.
All right. Oh,
Cheers.
fuck. That was weird. I don't know which one that was again.
Look at the bottom. Make sure you get all the taste.
You want to taste?
What color was it?
It's like light brown. Like it kind of tastes like a cookie, but like it wasn't a cookie.
So it was probably cookie dough then.
It had
No, I had the cookie dough.
Oh, did
one.
you? Okay.
Yeah, and that was actually really good. It was like very vanilla-y. This one was odd.
We pulled out. How many did we pull out? 6?
7.
7. So
Yeah.
there was raspberry, chocolate, raspberry, chocolate, pepper, cookie dough. Did I say chocolate already?
Yeah.
Fuck. Raspberry, chocolate, pepper, cookie dough.
Peanut butter chocolate.
No, coffee.
It could be
coffee.
peanut. Oh, okay. No, I had the coffee.
There was the unidentified one.
Barf.
Barf. There was one I didn't even look at the label at. And then
I don't remember what that
enchilada.
Enchilada. There we go.
Yeah.
That enchilada one was gross.
Yes.
Yeah, it definitely
Holy
was.
shit.
Like I said, it
That
tasted
was
like
gross.
if trash had a flavor.
All right. How many
question.
times does it take Andy to call Trish and ask her out on a date?
2.
No.
3.
Yes.
Damn it.
I win!
I lost again.
I win! I always skate by like on the
I know.
fucking heels of my
man.
feet.
I don't remember what was the third one? What was the second one? Because he calls the first time. He's like,
And hangs up.
that's
And
what
then
it
the
was.
second
and then
time is the
she bitches him
telemarketer.
out for the
Yep.
telemarketer.
And then the third
Yeah.
time.
I
He
forgot
actually
about the
does
first one. I thought the first one was her bitching.
What's
him
really
out.
funny is because I, like, for my job now, I do, like, sometimes cold calling. So I kind of feel for, like, yeah, I get it. But, like, also at the same time, like, that's tough.
Yeah.
Shit's tough to do.
You want to take a sip?
No.
All right, everyone.
How much do you have to drink?
The moment of the
How much
whole
is-
thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's mine not bad.
This
it
is like-
it doesn't smell bad.
It could be one of those
Yeah, but-
situations that, like,
Ugh.
it's like,
smells like
this
shit.
is like a 20-ounce glass with, like, maybe 3/4 of it full.
Yeah.
You think that
So-
smells good?
And you know
I have
what?
low
I had confidence in myself. I put a little extra enchilada in there.
Oh,
I was gonna
God.
say I have low standards in movies. I think you have low standards in what smells good because that smells
Yeah.
like trash.
I mean, I have eaten a chicken nugget off the floor though.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Go. Attaboy. Damn. Damn. It's got like...
All right, tell us how it felt, how it tasted.
Enchilada definitely stood out. But you know, the only one that stood out was definitely the cookie dough.
Really?
Oddly enough.
The what?
Cookie dough.
The cookie dough?
Yeah. So enchilada was like
because
right
it was like
here.
the vanilla taste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enchilada was right here, and cookie dough was like right here. So kind of like made it bearable to the point like, all right, I might as well just chug it because I mean it's not bad, but it's
like
not
having
good.
cookies after a Mexican dinner.
Yeah, not a good Mexican. It was definitely one that like someone spit in a bad part of town.
Oh,
Gross.
oh man.
I think I'd still rather have spit flavored soda than enchilada though.
Or the vomit, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, wash that down with a nugget. Some nugs.
Oh yeah.
Dry ass nugs.
Let's eat a dry ass nug. So, oh yeah, right.
They're not sponsored yet.
Yet. Their Twitter's savage.
They
I love
are.
it.
Like, there's two thoughts of thinking about, like, Twitter is either, like, just kind of be, like, real serious or just, like, get real weird with it. And I think, like, a lot of brands, like Pabst Blue Ribbon, Wendy's, Moon Pie, they become, like, more viral because of, like, how savage they go. It's marketing's weird.
You know what sucks though?
Yeah.
I wish they spent as much time on their as they do on their Twitter on their actual service.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm talking about even pre-COVID.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I understand now, like,
Yeah, shit's tough now.
yeah.
That's not easy in general, but still shit.
The one that's close, the that is closest to us, people I went to high school with after you graduated, they were working there, and Jason Segel came through the drive-through.
Jason Segel, yeah?
Yeah, Segel.
What?
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
they got a picture of him. He wouldn't take pictures of anybody, but
Right.
he had put up that it was the worst he had ever been to.
It is the worst. It's the one on Buck?
Yep.
Fuck that. Oh, shit. I mean...
Censor it later.
I already said it, so maybe you could just like
You gotta just
censor me out.
Censor in audio.
Oh, yeah, we can edit it.
Yeah.
Post.
We're at the end,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I know you want to keep hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We're going to do a lightning round. So let's talk about our favorites. Let's talk about our favorite characters. Who's our favorite characters? Mine's Andy. I know it's...
I mean, Andy is always a good character because, I mean, the movie's behind him. I say, like, outside of Andy, I think the development and the hilarity of Paul Rudd's character, David, and how he developed. And, like, he just, like, it was feeling for his, like, ex-girlfriend of 2 years. And then he just, like, becomes celibate and it just becomes, like, a drunk and everything. Yeah. And just, like, Paul Rudd is just tremendous in everything. Yeah. So yeah. I'm going to give it up to them.
All right.
I think Paul Rudd and then Mooj, the older.
Oh, the older Indian man?
Oh,
yeah.
he's so fucking funny.
Go fucking go.
Why are you going to tell me to fucking go?
Every time he showed up, I knew something smart was going to come out of his mouth. Like, yes, just say it. Yes.
All right, favorite scene. I think we're all going to say the same thing, so let's say it out at the same time. Maybe I'm completely wrong. 3, 2, 1. Waxing scene.
Nope.
No?
My favorite scene is when Seth Rogen's talking about the dog licking his butthole scene. It was so funny.
Like, that's not gross.
And
I was going with the girl, and her dog came in and started licking my asshole. It's like, and your sick ass would think you're finished. I did finish. Then I stole the dog. I think
so hard.
I mean, the waxing scene is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think
that and when he hits a pothole on his bike.
Oh yeah,
it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, just It's like, yep.
There was no rhyme or reason. It just happened.
I mean, there's a lot of good scenes. I love the scene where they come back from speed dating, and Paul Rudd's character is drunk, and he's like having the video camera that he hooked into the television. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, you do a lot of this?" And then he's like,
"Please, sir, I just need to know where the phones are."
Yeah. And then he's like pull out the camera and he drops short there. So you miss this ass and everything. And Jane Lintz's character goes to Steve Carell's character Andy. And he goes, "Hey, you see this? Your buddy's doing a public colonoscopy."
And Justice is about to put it down.
And then he's just like it tackles.
Yeah.
So I think that's also like a really funny scene.
Oh yeah.
Because also Paul Rudd's ass.
Ooh, yeah,
why not?
Sexy.
Yeah, Captain America's ass is not America's ass.
No, Paul Rudd's ass is
definitely America's ass.
Yeah, like I mean overall, like there's a lot of the when they're playing Mortal Kombat And then he's like, and then they're like, you know how I know you're gay? And then that whole exchange is funny. While doesn't work nowadays.
Yeah.
Spoiler, put it in the bottom right here in editing. Does not work nowadays. I'm gonna make you guys do like a bunch of edits and whatnot. It's hilarious. And then at the end when like they're playing Mortal Kombat, so at the end Seth Rogen's character Sub-Zero, he wins, so he's doing a fatality, and he goes, I'm freezing your head and I'm throwing at your body. Fuck you! It's just like that scene was always hilarious. And then at the end it's like, you know how I know you're gay? You framed an Asia poster, and they're like, enough with the gay!
My favorite one out of all of those, you know how you're gay, is, you know how I know you're gay? You listen to Coldplay.
You know how I know you're gay? I saw you make a spinach dip in a bread bowl once. You know how I know you're gay? Because you have a bumper sticker that says, I love it when dudes' balls are in my mouth. And he's like, that's gay?
All right, you guys got a favorite line? It's hard to pick.
Mine's definitely the dad sassing the kid in the Planned Parenthood.
Oh, no, you have a tiny penis.
Yeah, that was so fucking he just hit it like immediately.
I honestly, the you know what's my favorite game? Taking 3 Excedrin PMs and trying to masturbate. And the best part of it is you win every time. I think because it's such a weird line in a weird part of the film that just like out of nowhere they're just at the shop and he's like, you know what's a fun game? And then he just says the line. It's such a like it takes you out of it for a moment. You're like, what?
Because nothing's happening.
Yeah, like nothing's happening. It's progressing, but like it's like in a weird like lull in the movie, and he's just like, it's like, you know what's a fun game? Take 3 Excedrin PM and try to jerk off before you fall asleep. The best part, you win every time. And that's it. And like it's just the weirdest part. So like I love that line for some reason.
Mine's either the whole, go fuck a goat, but what Jay says afterwards. Why are you always telling me to go fuck a goat?
Go fuck a goat. What are you gonna always tell me to fuck a goat, man?
Either that or I kind of felt bad for the horse. Like the fact that he only kind of felt bad for the horse, but he felt really bad for the woman.
I felt bad for the girl. I felt bad for the horse. Oh, fuck.
So, rating?
All right, so we have a really stupid rating system.
Okay.
So, since we drink on the show, we thought the rating should involve drinks or shots. So, our rating system is a number out of 5 shots. The lower number is the better the movie. So, how many shots would it take?
That's a dumb rating. I'm sorry.
How many shots would it take you to want to watch this movie again?
Oh, so like if you have to get really drunk to try to enjoy it.
It's not as stupid now, but it still is stupid.
Your explanation is a little bad, but it works actually, strangely.
I'm going to say 2 out of 5 shots. It's a long fucking movie. I will say that.
It's a long movie.
You know what? You know what? 2 shots. Yeah, because 2 shots, you loosen up. You can really find a lot of things funny.
And that's where I am too.
Yeah.
I was thinking 2 because not because it's I
like the movie.
I don't need to drink to watch it.
Right,
but
exactly.
I want to drink to watch it because I know it's gonna be even funnier.
Yeah.
Also, you got to get a little bit loosened up to get past the stuff that's probably not okay in today's climate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on what your level of tolerance is.
Yeah, tolerances. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun.
And all of our clothes stayed on.
Yeah.
That was really surprising. When we turn you guys off, it's a rumble.
We fucking.
Let's just say it's getting hot in here with all the lights. So,
the lights, the booze, everything.
All right, man. Well, thanks for being on one of our first episodes.
Thank you.
You were the first person we wanted to ask. So.
Yes. I appreciate it. I deeply
appreciate it. We'll be on
it.
again if you so please.
I would love to. I love you guys so much. I really do. You guys are great guys. I don't follow my stuff.
Plug yours.
Go check out our pro wrestling company, Ruthless Pro Wrestling. We have our events on IWTV, which is like the Netflix of independent wrestling. But we have all of our links of where to follow us and everything at ruthlesspro.com. If you're into music podcasts, even though it's on hiatus right now, check out some of the up and coming artists, people moving the needle all across the country at ontheradarpc.com.
Seriously, one of the best podcasts too.
Oh, stop!
I love it.
What you do for local music is.
It's local. It's local. It's regional. It's everybody just interesting.
You gave our band a chance.
Yeah,
we fell apart anyway.
And I'm not being biased when I say this because I know you, but you might be one of my favorite interviewers of all time. Like dead serious.
No,
you ask great questions.
And you know what's weird? Like, I don't think I realized how good you are, and so like we've only recorded 2 other episodes, but like just doing those 2 episodes, we're like, holy fuck! Like, how the fuck do we do this? Like, it's hard.
Yeah,
you're fucking it's awesome at what you do.
The key is little just tips if anybody's doing any kind of like podcasting show or anything. Like just try to relax. I mean, boost maybe helps a little bit, and keep it as a conversation. That's what any interview is just a conversation. It's the same way we're talking like this. That's how the same way you should do when you have a guest in, when you're interviewing about them. And then also just like do a little research and like don't write questions. I never write questions in my interviews. I put bullet points on certain things I want to weave the conversation with, but I don't write physical questions, and then just like watch other people's interviews and then try not to do those same style of questions, especially when you interview artists or anything like that, because a lot of people, especially like musicians, like, oh, how'd you start the band? Like, there are certain questions everybody's going to ask just because of background. But in general, just like if you go and ask a question and the people stop and have to think about the answer, or they go, that's a really good question, you've done something different. Just it takes a lot of stuff, and like your first episodes or whatever is not going to be great. You develop over time. You learn little tricks and twerks, little tricks and quirks and things you want to work on or do more of and everything. So overall, it's entertaining, is a lot of fun, and putting it on a platform for anybody is needed more now than ever. The arts definitely need somebody, and a lot of people across the country to just show and support everything. So yeah, that's my soapbox. Go watch their stuff and just have fun.
Hell yeah. All right, well, this has been a fun episode of Cinemoronic. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching, and we will be back for our next episode. So, did you learn anything new about the movie from that conversation?
No, didn't think so.
Oh well, better luck next episode.
Speaking of, stream our episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or any other streaming platforms that you use.
And if you want to tell us how much we suck, follow us on our social media, Facebook and Twitter @Cinemoronic. Until then, see you next time.
Please come back.